6th of September 2022. Shoulder feels much better today. I kind of propped myself on a bunch of pillows and slept kind of, but yesterday I still came out and I put the lights on there. I don't have anything wired in or anything, but took quite a while to get the holes drilled. I finally found a tin-coated set that I had in there, had never used, and I started with a little bit, and that drilled it very nicely. It went quickly. So I don't know what this stuff is, but man, it's hard as a rock. But started feeling better as the day went, and I was doing stuff. I just can't sit around. So the faucets came. I got some pretty nice faucets. I saw them in the store, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna go put these on. You know, that's gonna be a 15-minute job, right? Half a day, guys. Got upstairs. They lost the gasket on the little tube. So, okay, no gasket. So what do? You don't send somebody to the store to get a gasket or make one out of an inner tube. No. You just slop it up with glue. So that was glued and wouldn't come off. So while I'm turning that thing out to get it out, it was pulling the threaded piece out of the valve body on the bad faucet. These faucets just went, you know, they barely lasted 6 months, to tell you the truth, and just leaking. So finally I got that one done. Everything's good, no leaks. I had a little thing of gaskets. So downstairs is a little more involved because it's got this little porcelain cover over the drain. So I take that off, and that one unscrewed easier. There was no, somebody put it on right, but the drain, the drain, it's hilarious. Okay, you know how you got your stuff and the drain comes down, and then you slide the little bigger one over it quite a bit, and you tighten up the little nut. Oh no, they don't use those here. Oh, why would you do that? That's just stupid. So they took a piece of orange pipe that they had to stick there. Well, of course it doesn't fit. The piece coming from the sink doesn't fit in there. So, you know, don't go get the right stuff, Demeterland plumber. No, why would you do that? He takes a piece of t-shirt and he wraps it around and he ties a big knot and he slathers it full of glue. I kid you not, guys. Oh man, I just couldn't believe it. Wasn't leaking, so I left it there for now, but this is what you get. This is just what you get. These guys do whatever they want, and there's nobody from Demeterland that checks up on this. Why would they do that? That costs some more money. They want to get these little cracker boxes up. They don't care if it lasts 6 months for the plumbing and 1 year for everything else. They're done with you. And getting a hold of them to fix anything, we were lucky because the foreman, he come out. But man, I'm telling you, we're starting to see cracks in the walls. We did. I don't know if you can see that though, but we did get the first set of bars up on that back window, and we can lock it. And we're gonna just keep moving around the house, one every so often as they can build them, and we're getting that fixed up. But I had to tell you guys that one. I just thought that was really something. Then I see this one lady in England, supposedly going to be the Prime Minister now. I don't know too much about that lady. I'll have to look on her. But we'll see what happens there. They still got a lot of crap going on over there, Eastern Europe. A shame. Our buddy the Doc is over there, but he seems to be doing pretty well. Hey, get over here. My dog's not listening. We got her now where if we go up to the thing, we put her in the tricycle. And yesterday, like a big dummy, she saw a roadrunner, so she jumped out while we were cruising. We were doing about 20, and she smacked her face right on there, so she's got a fat lip right now. And then I got her back in, and now she's not one to jump out while it's moving. But we got to watch her. The association here, they were complaining because she's chasing people, and she started doing this shit. She started doing this crap, chasing motorbikes and stuff. So she's getting the chain. It was like on Cool Hand Luke. You get what you get. You know, we're just gonna have to put her on there. But they're my little sweetie. But it's okay in the mornings because there's really nobody out in the mornings. So I take her on her big hikes and stuff. But yeah, when we go somewhere, we got to chain her. That's all there is to it. And that's kind of a bummer. I didn't want her doing that, but she gets too excitable. And I don't know why she started this stuff. And she barks at the people on the motorcycle while she's chasing them and getting way too close. So she gets the chain. You know, that's a real bummer. I hate to do that to the dog, but she's being a bonehead. Yeah, see, and she got a mean bark. It's a beautiful morning, guys. This is absolutely gorgeous weather right now. Unbelievably nice. I'll be glad when I have a roof over this thing so it doesn't get all wet every day. I didn't throw the cover over the motor, but we run this every day now. I'm going to be real happy when we get the lights on. We'll have to take it on a shakedown night cruise once I get it done, but I'm not going to hurry. I don't want to stress this dang shoulder any more than it is already. Just reaching. It's really fun. It's the funniest thing. Before it was really hard to get it raised up, so this morning it's moving. I'm actually moving it pretty good because I kind of sat up against the wall and slept. And now I'm in the bathroom and the soap was on the thing, and I went to reach down, you know, just to reach down like that. And man, I said, whoop, okay, I gotta not do that. It's just stupid, getting old. General wearing out process. I was telling the doc the other day, my mother, and I love this. This is something that stuck with me for a long time. She was getting up there pretty good in her 90s, and somebody said, oh, why don't you go she hadn't been to a doctor in forever, and she said, why don't you go get a checkup and have the doctor look you over? And she looked at him and said, well, what for? They'll only find something wrong with me. I just loved that. I thought that was the coolest thing. But yeah, that's what they do. I wish a lot of these, you know, they took this MD doctors and pharmaceutical chemical crap, and they threw that in, and they just got rid of all the rest of the medicines that had been going on for thousands of years. And now look what we got. We got sick people and hurting people all over the world. They feed you garbage. I mean, I'm so careful when we buy stuff here and reading labels and all that. And I just found another thing, that when they put citrus acid in a food, now you guys can look this up, anybody wants to help out, but there was a write-up. I'm on this health and wellness type channel on Telegram, and they said the way they're getting the citric acid is genetically modified black mold they're using to make the citric acid, and it's not really anything from an orange or anything like that. So that was kind of freaky. If that's true, the stuff they're putting in your food, guys, I'd get a garden, you know, and I wouldn't even look back. We want to get a garden started when we move. That's our major plan, and then of course all the fruits and stuff that grow there. But you got to watch too down there in Mindoro. I see these guys with these sprayers walking the rice fields, spraying this with these big stainless sprayers, and it's like, you know, everybody gets into this where they're doing it. I had a huge garden years ago, put manure in it, planted ryegrass over the winter for the roots, tilled it all up, and neighbors that were using their Miracle-Gro and fertilizers, they were getting lots of bugs and all this kind of stuff. I really didn't have any problem with it. I had lots of worms in there. The soil was nice. It never really dried out when we were getting the lacking times of rain, you know, kind of like, not really drought conditions, but big spreads. Guys were having to water their garden. Mine was good. I didn't have to really worry too much about it. And had all kinds of, grew so much. One thing I never did was, you know, when we got seeds, I used to go to the Grange and get the seeds. It was an old feed mill down there. And I got his seeds because they were what they call heirloom seeds now. You know, they're not modified to where you can't plant them out of the plant. They make a seed not to grow. That's not good. And I plant them, but I never listened to the spacing. They want you to space everything out so far. I never did that. I put everything real close. I used to do my corn barely a foot apart, not even, and I'd put one in and then two and then one and two, and I'd plant that. And I've had corn, you know, by the 4th of July, I had a picture of me standing there with my hand up in the air, and the corn was taller. We didn't have eaten corn yet, but it wasn't too much long later we did. But the corn, when you have frost on your plants in the morning, the frost doesn't kill them. The cold don't kill them. It's the sun. It's like little miniature magnifying glasses that burn it. So if you go out there with water and just wash the frost off, you can start your corn really early. I've actually had corn that was poking up through when we had a light dusting of snow in like April, and it made it. I got the hose out and sprayed it off, and always had used to grow that Silver Queen, and I had a buddy that grew corn for sale. You know, he only grew it for sale, and I told him that, you know, I've got 3 years of corn on one stalk. Oh no, that don't happen. I never seen that. Well, come on out and look. And he went around and told me, that guy's a liar, you know. And I says, don't. I got pissed. I was like, you don't call me a liar, you asshole. You get out here and take a look. And he finally did. He come out. He couldn't believe it. He'd never seen that before. You know, just because you haven't seen it doesn't mean it didn't happen. But we had all kinds of. We had a great garden, and I want to have that again. You know, I want to have a nice garden where we can grow all our fruits and veggies. I like a lot of these markets around here because the people are growing them, and they don't have enough money to be doing fertilizer or anything like that. But I don't see a big manure thing here where you can get it. When I was in the States, holy cow, they'd give it away practically in the different areas I lived. Loved having that garden. And back again. My camera fried. I guess I was getting a little too windy, but going good. This one's going to get turned over pretty soon. They're getting it. I just saw them hooking up some more, messing with the electric over here the other day. Another 10, 15 OSHA violations, but don't know what happened. I think the guy on the corner, something happened with his electric, but they were out here working on it. Here you get your electric up. I'd like to watch them. We wanted, when we were doing my place, I wanted to drop a ground rod and did all this stuff because of the convid. None of the things I asked for were done. You know, here, when you get, I was just talking with my buddy Gary, and we were talking about the electric, and it's 220 here, and there's absolutely no ground or neutral. If you look here, there's no ground. There's absolutely no neutral. You got your two hots coming in. That's it. That's all you got, guys. And that's the way they do it here. I don't hear too many people get electrocuted, but man, this seems like this would light you up if something went south. So careful with the electric. I was talking about my new place. When I go to do anything, the water lines, I'm going to surface mount everything. I'm going to surface mount it, and I'm going to surface mount the electricity too. And that way, if something goes wrong, I can get to it. I just run some EMT, you know, get a bender and run some EMT. And I can't seem to find copper here. I would like to run it in copper. Copper is really good to have, even if you just have a short run, because it kills bacteria. Heck, the Romans knew that thousands of years ago. And as it's traveling through the copper, it kills some of the bacteria in the water. So I would like to have the inside in copper. I did a place for a fellow one time, and we surface mounted everything. It was an old balloon framed place, and you know, to get in the walls and get behind there, you might as well forget it. You know, with the plaster lath and all the rest of the crap like that. And I says, hey, I'll surface mount it. It'll look great. And he was okay, you know, what else are we going to do? And I did the plumbing and the electric for it. And when it was done, he was like, yeah, that looks great. But I always was a pretty good pipe bender, though, you know, making it neat and tidy. So that's pretty much how I'd like to do it, and we'll get her going. We're trying to do every month, get some away so that we can get her started. And you know, we had gotten a price on it, but that was with the electric installed and all that. And I said, no, I'll come in after and do that. I'll just mark the spots where I want them to put the PVC through the concrete or the block so I can get in there, and then to seal it up, I'll use some dynamite or something like that and fill that up. But the other thing I want to tell you too, when I got these faucets I took out, I don't know where they put them, if they put them over here, but man, you would not believe the black gook that was inside. I did wipe them out good. I should have left them so you could see this, but hold on a second here. They're right here. I'm glad they cut this grass here. But this one, yeah, I had to screw it completely out of the valve body. This one's not too bad, but there's a lot of gook in there. Pretty nasty. But these things, they're just absolute crap. Lightweight. There's almost no weight to this. The ones I bought, they're, oh my goodness, that one of them weighs more than these two together. So, you know, when you're doing this here, if you're doing anything, make sure you get the faucets. The only faucet that doesn't leak in this house is the kitchen faucet that I bought and sent to them to install. And my drains underneath the sink, they're all glued. You know, these compression type, just like you get in Home Depot. And you just slip it in with the little gasket, and then you tighten it down, hand tight. And they don't leak. They last for years. These ones, if you have to take anything off, it's completely glued. You know, everything. If you want to do work, you basically got to get a Sawzall and just cut it out. You know, cut the stuff out, or get yourself a tubing cutter type deal, because that's the way they do things here. So that's the way it goes. Well, I'm going to go ahead and let you go. And we are it's absolutely fantastic morning. We got our day started nice and early, 4 with the kids up, because yesterday Moomoo's hard to wake up. He's hard. The other kids, I give them a little back rub and start shaking them, and boom, they pop right up. Moo, oh no, he'll just sit there with the back rub and won't budge. So we have to start a little bit earlier just for him. So we're up and at it nice and early. We got our breakfast done. Baths are almost done, and we had to, because Dorothy's starting. For some reason, I don't know why, they moved her to morning now. You know, they do things at that school on a whim, and they tell you the day before. Well, what if somebody's working and they're scheduled to have their kid to go at noon till 4, and then they tell the kid, oh, tell your parents they got to come to school tomorrow at 7. And they do this stuff all the time. They're never ready when it's time to leave. I don't even rush over there in the morning, because they say, oh, you got to be here at this certain time. They're not ready for them. You're standing there waiting until they come get them. So I think these schools, I want to get them out of the public schools quickly, because they're basically teaching them bad habits. You wonder why there's this thing called Filipino time. I lay the finger right on the schools. Just boom, there's my deal. Because I mean, they're teaching them from an early age. There's no reason to be on time, and that's why you get the kids coming into work. I remember at the call center, a lot of them always late, and you can't fire them because they all do it. It's just the way it goes. So I'm going to let you go, and this is Rickshaw out.